Hello, and welcome to Vintage Records with Miranda. Today we'll be listening to an album from 1947 titled Bongo from Walt Disney's Fun and Fancy Free. This is a tale narrated by Dinah Shore about a young bear who escapes the circus and falls in love.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the greatest attraction to be found anywhere in the world, the one, the only, the inimitable star of the circus, Bongo!
Hear that? Hear those cheers, the applause? It's all for Bongo. Bongo the Great. Bongo the Wonder. The one and only Bongo. And do you know who Bongo is? Well, Bongo is a bear. Yes, sirree, a real, live, honest-to-goodness bear. But he isn't any ordinary kind of bear. Oh, my, no. Bongo is the cutest little trick bear you ever saw. Being the star of the circus, he can do almost anything. He can juggle and dance while on a trapeze and walk a tightrope with the greatest of ease. The crowds pack in from near and far to see this death-defying star. No trick is too tough, no place too high. He climbs up a ladder that reaches the sky. With mouths wide open, we watch his ascent as he daringly climbs to the top of the tent. Then, for a big climax, he'll gracefully plunge 300 feet into a wet sponge. Now, you'd think with all this fame and fortune and applause that Bongo would be a very happy bear. But he isn't. No, he isn't. Every night when the circus is over and Bongo is put into his special cage in the train, his thoughts wander to another life, far away from the circus. As the train puffs and roars through the countryside, Bongo dreams of being free, free to roam in the woods, free of the circus and his cage. He even imagines he can hear voices calling to him from the woods. Calling to him to join them in the forest. Finally, Bongo just couldn't stand it any longer. He wanted to run away, but he couldn't. He was in a cage with iron bars all around him. He tried to squeeze through them, but they were too close together, and he even tried shaking them loose, but it was no use. He was about to give up when suddenly the whistle began blowing. The engineer put on the brakes, and the train came to a sudden stop, banging and shaking the cars all over the place. There was a cow sitting right in the middle of the track, and when the train stopped so quickly, it shook the bars loose in Bongo's cage. Now, Bongo, now's your chance. No bars to hold you. You're free, Bongo, free to roam in the forest. Yes, sir. Bongo was free at last. Oh, boy, this is really something. Trees and flowers and birds. He felt so good, he just had to run around and jump and roll and sniff and snort. Just all kinds of silly old things. Why, he even tried to growl. Well, needs a little more practice, I guess. Oh, boy, there's a tree. That's for me, thought Bongo. Just right for climbing, too. Hey, what you gonna do, Bongo? Climb that old tree right up to the top? Say, look out, Bongo, look out. You're gonna fall. Oh, well, what if you can't climb an old tree? You're free, Bongo. Free. Lazy and loafing and fancy-free. I love to hang around the lazy countryside with nature's gang around the lazy countryside. countryside, where the crickets you don't hear in the city keep a-humming in your ear, oh, so pretty. And it's just too much for words, listening to the chorus of the birds. I like to stay around the lazy countryside, just kind of play around the lazy countryside. There's more fun in taking the sun in and to roam the spaces wide. It's the place for me, gee, but it's great to be round the lazy countryside. Oh, gee, Bongo was getting a little tired and sleepy. Oh, well, what better place to have a nap than right here next to Mother Nature? Leaves for a bed and nice, warm sun for a blanket. Bongo snuggled down and closed his eyes. And then, all thunderation broke loose. The sun went behind a big black cloud. Lightning struck from all directions, and it started to rain. Oh, it was an awful storm. The storm raged for hours. Bongo ran from one part of the forest to another, but try as he might, he just couldn't find a dry spot or a safe place. The rain forest to another. The storm raged for hours. Bongo ran from one part of the forest to another, but try as he might, he just couldn't find a dry spot or a safe place. The rain and the thunder and the lightning seemed to be everywhere, chasing him as he ran. Finally, poor Bongo was exhausted. He just couldn't run a step further. So he stopped, lay down on the cold, wet ground, and went to sleep. And then came the dawn, and Bongo woke up. Ouch! Ooh! He was as stiff as a board and cranky as an old bear. Phooey. Maybe this outdoor life wasn't all it was cracked up to be. At least in the circus, he never woke up feeling this way. He had a nice warm bed and plenty to eat. Eat? Oh, yeah, that reminded him. He hadn't eaten anything in a long time. And was he hungry? Well, something had to be done about finding food. He was in the woods, wasn't he? The woods are full of things to eat. Everybody knows that. Berries and vegetables, and maybe even fish in the streams. Oh, let's see now. There's something that looks good. A mushroom. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe it's a toadstool. Better not take any chances. Well, how about this nice big leaf? Uh-oh. How does he know it isn't poison ivy? Oh, dear. Here was Bongo, who could ride a cycle and walk a typewire and smoke a cigar and do all kinds of acrobatics, but couldn't tell a mushroom from a toadstool. Well, you're always safe with a fish, I always say. Now, let's try to catch one. Catch him, Bongo. Ah, Bongo, you let the fish get away. He slipped right through your paws. And I think he's laughing at you. Yes, sir, Bongo was beginning to get plenty discouraged. He sat down by the edge of the water and just stared way off into space. And then he stared harder. He looked across the water and looked again and rubbed his eyes and looked again and again and again. Bongo thought he was dreaming, but he wasn't. It was true. For you see, standing on the other side of the pool was the most beautiful, adorable, cutest little girl bear you've ever seen. Cupid put an arrow in his bow, and it went straight to Bongo's heart. Yes, sirree. Bongo was in love. Bongo was in love, and he just couldn't believe it. He pinched himself, and it hurt, so he knew he was awake. And there she was, Lulabelle. Go on, Bongo, talk to her. Oh, go on now, don't be bashful. Look, she's flirting with you. Sure enough, Lulabelle was smiling and giggling and blinking her eyelashes. My goodness, those eyelashes. They were the prettiest and the longest eyelashes Bongo had ever seen on a little girl bear. But Bongo was afraid to cross the lake and try to catch Lulabelle. He thought maybe she'd disappear, like in a dream. This is too good to be true. I can't believe it's real. Can it be you? I really see. I never knew I'd find an angel. And out of the blue you came to me. You're all the heavenly things that I've been dreaming of. Don't spread your wings and fly away. But if you're only passing through, then take me to heaven with you. Or is this a dream too good to be true? Bongo had never felt like this before. One minute he was floating on a cloud, and the next minute he was rubbing noses with Lulabelle. Gosh, it's great to be in love. But wait a minute. Bongo, hey, turn around. Something's happening. The air grew still with a sudden chill. No talks, no laughs, no chatter. The trees began shaking. The ground began quaking. The animals started to scatter. Out of his lair came a third bear with murder in his eyes. He took in the scene of love serene with jealousy and surprise. He was the roughest, toughest, meanest bear, Lumpjaw by name, and a villain for fair. Closer and closer and closer, he came to find out what this was about. Bongo, snap out of it. Look behind you. Finally, Bongo turned around and saw Lumpjaw. He was more surprised than frightened, for you see, Bongo hadn't learned to be frightened of other animals. The ones he'd known in the circus had all been his friends. So he smiled, a little embarrassed smile, and managed to say, hello. But Lumpjaw wasn't in a friendly mood. Which in bear language means, what's this fern a-doing rubbing noses with my gal, Lulabelle? Then without another word, Lumpjaw hauled off and knocked poor Bongo flat on the ground. Bongo got up and rubbed his, the part of him that hurt. He was still more surprised than frightened, and he was even more surprised when Lulabelle came up to him, pulled back her dainty little paw, and knocked him down again. Poor Bongo. Now he was terribly hurt, and very puzzled. Why should Lulabelle slap him when all the time he thought she loved him? Then came the most surprising thing of all. When Lumpjaw saw Lulabelle slap Bongo, he really got mad. Now, why on earth should Lumpjaw be mad at Lulabelle for slapping Bongo? Well, being raised in a circus, Bongo didn't know that when bears are in love, they show it by slapping each other. No one had ever told him about these things. And now, well, now it was just too late. Bongo picked himself up and started to walk away, a big tear dropping from his eyes and running down to the end of his little nose. But now, wait a minute, Bongo, wait a minute, stop. Look at Lulabelle, she's trying to tell you something. She's waving to you, Bongo. She wants you to listen. That's right, Bongo. Hang around a while and learn something.
When a bird falls in love, he can twitter. When a puppy falls in love, he can yap. Every pigeon likes to coo when he says, I love you, but a bear likes to say it with a slap.
When a whippoorwill's in love, he can whipper. All the horses neck and all the turtles snap. Every deer and every dove has a way of making love, but a bear likes to say it with a slap.
You can ask any bear, oh, there's nothing to compare with a love tap, strong or weak.
So if you're ready for romance and you ever get the chance, grab your girl,
Give her your cheek.
So when love comes along, don't be silly. Never ever waste your time like a sap. Let the others hug and kiss, but the bare facts are this, that a bear likes to say it with a slap.
You can ask any bear, oh, there's nothing to compare with a love tap, strong or weak.
So if you're ready for romance and you ever get the chance, grab your girl,
Give her your cheek. So when love comes along, don't be silly.
never ever waste your time like a sap. Let the others hug and kiss, but the bare facts are this, that a bear likes to say it with a slap. Slap, slap. Well, Bongo finally got it through his funny little head what this was all about. Sure, Bongo, it's very simple. Lulabelle loves you. That's the reason she slapped you. Get it? And that's also the reason why Lumpjaw got so mad when she slapped you. And he's still mad. Uh-oh, no time to give Lulabelle a love tap now. Here comes Lumpjaw. My goodness, he's mad. It's either him or you, Bongo. You can't run away. You'll have to fight him. Stand up, Bongo. You're not a coward. Remember, it's Lulabelle you're fighting for. Lumpjaw picks Bongo up high in the air and throws him to the ground. He has a toe hold, a neck hold, a half Nelson, a three-quarter Nelson, a full Nelson. Bongo's down. He's down, but he isn't out. Bongo jumps up. He remembers the circus and the tricks he used to do. He runs to the tallest tree he can find. The crowd is going crazy. Now Bongo's climbing the tree. Up, 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 higher and higher and higher, just like his old circus stunt. Then, from the very top of the tree, Bongo jumps 300 feet and lands right on top of Lumpjaw's head. Lumpjaw staggers. He's groggy. He's whirling, staggering, and he's down. Lumpjaw's down and he's out. The winner, Bongo. Ah, that was great, Bongo. You sure used your head that time. You proved that you're a real he-bear. And there's Lulabelle waiting for you. Go on now. Don't be bashful. Tell her how you feel. And remember what bears always do.
I love you, Lulabelle.
I love you too, Bongo.
You're all the heavenly things that I've been dreaming of. Don't spread your wings and fly away. But if you're only passing through, then take me to heaven with you. Or is
that is the end of Bongo from Walt Disney's Fun and Fancy Free. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day.